A massive clap, okay.
Very sharp. Some people, some people go like long, some people do. I've seen quite a few efficient ones.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Oh, okay. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Now I can clap.
After we start.
My perception of a gamer is really simple. It's basically if you play any kind of game, it can be like a mobile game such as Candy Crush or even like the typical FPS like COD. If you're playing a game, you are a gamer. I think the term can be very limiting, and it's just if you play any kind of game, you're a gamer.
For me, the word gamer means so much. It's such a broad term. There are so many different types of game. There's a very broad world, and I know there is a very narrow idea amongst a lot of people about what constitutes a gamer and gaming, but really it can be all kinds of people. People who love stories and characters, which is one of my favourite parts of it. People who love the social element of playing online with their friends, even meeting new friends online. To people who just want to play casually, whether it's like things on their phone and stuff like that. There's so many ways to be a gamer, and it's very much not within the narrow scope that a lot of people think it is.
The word gamer can mean many things, but for me personally, it's just someone who is unabashedly enjoys and enthusiastic about enjoying video games. A person can be into casual games, full-on AAA titles, indie titles, or mobile games. As long as they can talk about it passionately and they know why they're talking about those games, then there's no reason why anybody can't be a gamer. Everyone is a gamer in some way, but in the same way, there are always enthusiasts who showcase and are happy to enjoy the experience that they're playing through. That's, to me, what a gamer is.
I don't think the word gamer has a specific meaning to it per se. I think it can include anyone that has any type of passion for one game, a few games. You know, maybe you play a bit of everything. I don't really think it matters. I know some people say you can only be a gamer if you play certain types of games. You can only be a gamer if you fit certain criteria. But I think as long as you have that passion, it doesn't really matter.
All it does is gives a way for an individual to release stress, make friends, learn things about themselves as well, because when you're put in, depending on what kind of game you're playing, you're put in certain situations and you have to evaluate the situation and get out. So it's kind of like a learning experience. It's kind of like growing within yourself as well. So I personally don't see how you would see it as negative. You just got to be able to analyze what's actually going on before you kind of put a negative depiction on being a gamer.
So I also used to have a negative perception of the word gamer because I had a lot of bad experiences gaming online growing up and in gaming communities. People were just really mean, I didn't fit in and stuff like that. So I thought gamers were not nice people until I started working in the games industry. And obviously all of my colleagues were gamers and they were all really nice. I had a really good time. I got to know so many people. I got back into gaming. So I think my advice would be if you like gaming, you can be a gamer and you can find your own gaming community and you can find people like you. Gamers are all different kinds of people. So there are definitely gamers who you'll fit in with.
There's a degree of otherness, I think, that can be promoted with the word gamer, and it's really a sense of people who don't quite understand what it is, because preconceived conceptions. I prefer to see it as something that brings people together rather than to categorize people, because you can be a gamer and you can be anything. I mean, it doesn't define you with some predefined traits. It's one element of the tapestry of what people are.
I mean, I've been into gaming since I can remember, and so really, in a way, it was actually watching my dad play on the Spectrum, on the ZX Spectrum, and here I was watching my dad move something around on the screen rather than having to watch a program where it was all already done. He was able to do what he wanted to do. And I was like, oh cool, we can do that rather than watching a cartoon. I can actually control this person on the screen. I can remember playing Duck Hunt. I played Duck Hunt on the NES. That was an old, like a radio rentals or something. Yeah, I can remember playing Duck Hunt and with the gun and everything. But no, I think my earliest memories are, as I say, watching my dad, who is still a big gamer these days, actually playing the games and thinking, wow, that's really cool, I want to do it, and ended up getting into it myself with an Amiga and things like that, and then I got a Game Gear when I was about 8 years old, and pretty much since then I've just always loved gaming.
It has to be Street Fighter. My dad got me into gaming, hence the name Atari. I just remember sitting on the couch and having his friends come over and they would be playing Street Fighter, and eventually I got to play too.
The first game I remember being completely and utterly obsessed with was Baldur's Gate for the like PC at that time. It was I'd been given it by a friend because my parents never bought me games or console, but I managed to run it on my family computer, and I just remember being like, wow, this is like one of those fantasy books I've been reading, like Lord of the Rings, or and it put me in the place of the characters. I could make choices. I could decide to fight or to run. I could decide how to fight. And then there were dialogue choices, and it just felt so immersive, and like it opened my mind to computer games. And I won't talk about what my current favourite game is, but what's quite impactful now is that I actually look after the publisher that's releasing Baldur's Gate 3. So I've gone this full circle from being a consumer of Baldur's Gate to helping it release. And it's that kind of like, I think young Emma would be proud and jealous.
I've been a massive Sims person for a long time. I still play it, not as much so as I'd like. I play a lot more Overcooked and Pokemon. I've always grown up playing with Pokemon as well. Rayman as well, and Crash Bandicoot. Those were my kind of games when I was growing up. And now, pretty similar, but I play 2 Point Hospital, 2 Point Campus, still Sims, Overcooked, and Animal Crossing.
Were you good?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just have this picture of like the youngest person who would just be able
That was exactly it. That was it, yeah.
We'll have to interview your dad to see if that story checks out.
Oh no! Let me text him right quick.
You've got a bit of time to get your story straight.